Ethereum's been as high as 1377, and it's been hovering around 965. So just with noticing that, you can see it's been fairly resilient. It's lost 20 to 30% thereabouts. And I know you guys don't like my math, and I agree. My math is not too great off the top of my head. NEO, take a look at this. All right, so you have NEO sitting at 162, and now it's at 122. NEO has also been resilient. That's about a 20 to 30% again. So it's held its value. And if you look at Lisk, you can see Lisk was as high. Lisk was as high as 38. That was a crazy run up. So it is sitting at 22, but where Lisk was really stabilizing was around the 28 to $31 range. So as you can see, the application developer platforms have held up nicely. Ripple, if you just look at Ripple, I mean, for it to be sitting at 365 now, sitting at 94 cents, it's lost more than twice its value, right? So Ripple, to those who invested at the peak for Ripple, really got hurt. Whereas if you invested it in Ethereum or NEO at its peaks, you're not hurting as much as if you invested in Ripple. Same for Cardano. If you invested in Cardano at 124, it's a little bit over half. It's lost over half its value, right? So even Bitcoin sitting at just under $10,000 has lost a significant amount of value in comparison to the application developer platform. Litecoin as well. Although Litecoin hasn't taken as big of a hit here recently. And then Dash, the privacy coin. Let's see where Dash was one day. Or where did Dash peak out? Right around, so Dash peaked out around 1280. No, was that 14? Let's go ahead and take a look at the monthly. Oh, 1387. So privacy coins did decent. Most of the currencies took at least 60%. On average, it appears 60 to 70% hits. Let's see, Monero. Where was Monero at? Monero peaked out at 481. Monero held out better than Dash. So well, this is just an analysis. But I also wanted to point out on Altcoin Buzz Twitter, we talked about adding the ladies. So here we got Sarah, or she's at Altcoin Sarah, and Candace here. So if you want to keep up with them, you can keep up with them on Altcoin Ladies, Altcoin Buzz Ladies. That's where they're going to be hanging out, and Candace Renee and Altcoin Sarah. So just putting that out there because I know a lot of you guys are asking about Sarah and Candace lately. So that's where you can keep up with them. Here we go. The results are in. Bcash, you are not the true Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin Cash and see how it held up. This is going to be interesting. It was as high as 4,000. Ooh, Bitcoin Cash really, really got it, huh? So if you bought Bitcoin at its peak, you're kind of stressing out. Definitely more than if you bought Bitcoin. But I think overall, Bitcoin Cash will have a future in this cryptocurrency market, just like Litecoin will and Ripple. So don't count out Bitcoin Cash. But I think for those of you who say that Bitcoin, or that it's going to replace Bitcoin, I think that's far-fetched. I really do. Between the name, and just the functionality, I just don't see it replacing Bitcoin. So another thing I wanted to point out, Steemit. So here's Alexa. This is an Amazon Analytics chart. Like I told you guys, I'm big on data, and I like to encourage you guys to be also doing your data research. You can see Steemit is going up. This is a growing platform. So a lot of you who think that I'm just trying to pump Steemit, I'm like, no, actually Steemit is got a working product, which is really big because many of these cryptocurrencies don't have a working product. They're all in development, right? Nothing against them or anything, but Steemit has a working product and it's growing. Okay. Same with InvestFeed. Look at InvestFeed. The numbers are going up on InvestFeed. So you can see InvestFeed. I haven't really been talking about it lately, but the numbers are going up. And that to me is one of the biggest. I mean, if you look at Twitter and Facebook, one of the things they always mention is the platform growing or not? So the fact that these cryptocurrencies have a working product and they're growing, I think is impressive. And whether you invest or not, that's up to you. But if we just look at InvestFeed, I personally picked up some InvestFeed today. Now, I really love InvestFeed at 7 cents. I really love it below 5. So if it ever goes below 5, I really like it. But below 10, I said, all right, I'll pick it up below 10. So I got it in the 9-cent range. And, you know, it's a long-term hold for me. I'm not trying to day trade it or sell it tomorrow. Okay? So if it goes down, I'm not going to panic. And honestly, guys, it doesn't take much investment to get a grip load of these at 9 cents. And they have a low circulating supply. Now, I don't know where their total supply is, but being that they're kind of following in the Steemit footprints, I think it's pretty interesting to keep an eye on these guys. Basically a Twitter for cryptocurrency. I will say this, because you know I like to give honest reviews. I think there is some work that needs to be done on this platform. So if they're going to call this the final product, absolutely not. This is a start, but they got to get, if they want this thing to take off, they're going to have to improve the infrastructure on it. So that is the only thing I'm going to say to these guys. Let's get to work on this infrastructure and make this let's make this a little bit better than it is. Great start, but let's keep at it. And I'm sure they are. But who am I to talk? Well, I'm the guy who would be saying, if I was on the team, if I was on the InvestFeed team, I would be the guy showing up to work every day saying this freaking website needs to get fixed. It's great though, but it just doesn't have that appeal that it needs to. Nothing against the developers, just it's a good start. Anyways, rant over. So yeah, keep up with us on Twitter. There's a lot going on over here. I put this out, ICO ideas. These are the comments that were left on our YouTube channel. Hot Crypto Chicks. All right. An ICO to stop other ICOs from starting and stop oversaturating an already oversaturated market. I don't know about that, but I would say that there is some ICOs and some projects out there that I don't know are necessarily going to be able to deliver on their tech, although they hopefully will. Let's just say that. Bring the stock market to the blockchain. Trade shares P2P without a broker. Now introducing Wafflecoin ICO, where we look forward to creating decentralized ice cream cones using the blockchain. Okay? What? Man. Crypto that allows us to exchange all our fractional coins for something solid. Okay? Blue and QSP should be everyone's portfolio, from Lars. I don't know about that, but those are some good coins. Blockchain usage for the steel making industry, from the melting, rolling, processing of steel, could utilize blockchain technology. Ray Ortiz, that's a pretty good one. Altcoin Buzz ladies, yes. All right, so you guys are liking the ICO for the ladies. I have the best idea. I believe that there's an Altcoin ICO. Exchanges should allow anyone to donate their minuscule amounts, no trans fee, to something like Altcoin or their favorite charity, crypto making the world better. Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool idea, and that's from Cheryl McMillan. So that's a good idea. Thanks for the shout out, Jeff. This comes from G. Gastoni. I got the idea when you mentioned how much you hate the paper receipts at the end of the transaction. I really hate the loose change, especially the 99-cent variety. Yeah, that's a lot of coins, right? You're sitting down, falls into the couch, falls out of your pocket, it jingle jangles, all that stuff, and it's clunky. Man, it's bad enough we got to pack around a big wallet, right? Like, that's what the whole, like, not just the coins, but what about the big wallet? Like, can't I just put all that onto something instead of having to carry around this, you know, half-inch thick wallet that either goes into my back pocket or in my front pocket, like, yeah, sure, I could carry a, you know, a money holder or money clip, right? But then again, no, that'll damage my credit cards, my debit cards. And then just carrying around cash in this day and age isn't going to work because, you know, driver's license and bada. I think all of it should just be on some sort of like really small chip. Like, why not just make a card that stores everything, your ID, your passport, and you just carry it around and you have it, and it just using an RFID, it's on a card, right? I mean, I was even talking to somebody about the idea of, you know, RFID chips going into the hand, right? Like, no, we're not going to do that because that's already got the stigma of, you know, go watch any conspiracy theory about that. So RFIDs, and it was funny because someone said, what about it? Should it really be embedded even into us? Like, what if it was? And I was like, ooh, I don't know, man. That's kind of trippy. And I was like, well, it can't be the hand. I was like, well, where would you do it? Well, I've heard some people say behind the neck, and then I was thinking, well, maybe the shoulder blade. I don't know, but I've only heard, like, if you get on any international flight and you read some of those magazines about the future, mind blown. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys have read those magazines, but like the stuff they're talking about, it is chipping people. So, you know, don't shoot me, the messenger, for letting you know that's what people are talking about doing. It's just the hand thing. Even though that would make sense, I wouldn't recommend that because of the mark. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, without getting too into all that talk. Yeah, someone on my Twitter today had pointed out this outstanding Steemit article that they wrote, where they said that Ethereum and Bitcoin are the essentially the dollar of the cryptocurrency market, the reserve. I don't even remember his name, and I would like to find his article, but I don't have it. John McAfee talking to us. John likes to, you know, use the F word. He's a wild man. People love when John cusses because they're like, yeah, an old man just cussed. No, but we were talking about how there was a spoofing account. Let's pull that up. He said, damn, these spoofing accounts are bold on John's tweeter. I joke around when I say tweeter. John needs Twitter security guardsmen. And then Fabian said, they were first to reply. I said, yeah, I know, I saw that. We get notified every time he tweets. And I was like, damn, John is now giving away free crypto. So it was in response to some fake account that basically the second John posted, it had like official McAfee, and they were trying to pretend to be him, and they were trying to get people to just donate or do something scandalous. And John was like, yeah, screw them. John's having issues with spoofers. We had a little bit of an issue too. So moving right along here. Yeah, the Ethereum and Bitcoin proven to be the backup, you know, the reserve currency of the market. So outside of that, I wanted to talk about Warren Buffett saying that he thinks that, you know, the market's going to crash. And I got to thinking, I'm like, well, he didn't say when, you know, and I was like, well, doesn't every market crash? You know, yeah, the cryptocurrency market at some point probably will. When it will be is anybody's guess, right? But Warren Buffett saying that, it's true. But now, did he say it'll go to zero? That's like saying the stock market will go to zero. I think overall, I got paid in a check today, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this check here is so outdated. It's dumb. It's like using a fax machine today. Like checks, if you have to send checks in 2030, 2030 will not have checks. I'm not going to say I would eat my, you know what, my anatomy if that was the case, but maybe John McAfee will. He'll say that. He'll say something about Bitcoin being $1 million, right? It's wild. But if you just think about it, paper checks and paper dollars and coins, at some point they're going away. And where are they going to go? To the digital currency. So it's like this stuff is here to stay. Even if these older generations, these old money people don't like it. This whole generation, once they find out about cryptocurrency, millennials, once they find out about it, they're sold. They're on it. They're in it. It's just the way it is. Anyways, guys, this is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. Thanks to everyone who's been liking these videos and showing support, even though we've been in this tough environment. So thank you to everybody who's at least, got a smile on their face despite the circumstances that we've had to go through, It's like we all went through the trenches, including myself. If you guys knew how much money I watched fall off my account, let's just say this, it's more than I would have liked. And that was just because the market, everyone lost money unless they sold. I didn't sell. And the reason I didn't sell when I could have sold when Bitcoin was at 15, I could have sold and taken some profit, taken some money off the table. But I said to myself, no, I'm going to stick in there with these guys so that I know what they're going through. And that doesn't make me a hero or a cool guy or anything. I'm just saying, like, if I'm going to put out videos, I'm going to need to know what you guys are feeling and going through. That's why I hung in there, even though I knew I could have taken profit. I have not. Oh, also, I think there's another reason for me not to take profit. The U.S. government's taxation, which nobody knows for sure what's going on with that. So they say if you hold everything for a year, don't sell or anything, you should be okay. So we'll see about that, right? Or they said they'll take it easier